first loss.
I think they have so many different learning moments. I think one of the big learning moments that I took away from that game is that their style works superbly when they're better pound for pound than their opponents. But going up against a team like G2, or even against T1, who have hitters like Buzz and Meteor, Itsu's having a great game on the other side. Sometimes you need to double up a bit more, play off each other, try to trade out, and go for stuff like that, rather than just relying on individual skill to win the duel.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, just because of what happened yesterday against G2. Like, it was in the macro level. I do think that they were like, if pound for pound.
Depend on what moment in history, I could make an argument into Vitality versus G2. I think that it was the macro and actually the forcing you into a situation that you do not want to be, that G2 was better off yesterday. But as we see, is a humongous record for the entirety of the year. And many people have questions about how they're going to perform after having the loss. But I honestly think the G2 was just the better team yesterday.
Yeah, and what we saw from the EDG matchup as well certainly paints a very, very unique picture there. But, you know, one of the things also to keep in mind is that this is a big one for EMEA. I mean, granted, like Pacific too, let's not forget that. But EMEA have not had an opportunity to raise a trophy. It's been a minute since we've seen that, so a lot of pressure.
You know what I mean? I know. The last one was in what? Masters Tokyo a couple of years ago. Yes, last year it was a good year for every region but us. We know it. We're on it. Okay, we're working on it. It's work in progress. Okay.
I promise I was not coming at you. But you know what, though? There's a lot of pressure here, but I do believe that this Vitality lineup has so many tools, and one of those players is Trex, a guy who is cool under pressure. Let's hear what he had to say about T1 and yesterday's loss in this Omen player moment.
I'm Trex, and I'm from Team Vitality. I mean, it's our first loss in the team. I think it's good that we lost, so like in terms of like, we're actually gonna learn now, because it's hard to learn from the wins. So from the losses, it's always good to learn something. So yeah, we're gonna learn, I think, for sure.
Just reacts off to the side, but wasn't expecting that one. And okay, Sheriff, quick word. Yes! My goodness!
Now we're gonna face T1 in our bracket, and yeah, it's a comfort opponent for us. I mean, they have good players. Now they're playing a lot of double duelist comp, like double dive comp. So I think they lean more towards aggressive playstyle, which we like as a team. So yeah, we basically adapt to whatever people do against us. So we can play aggressive, we can play slow. Like, we know how to middle ground it basically. T1, good luck.
Of course, there, Trex, you know, even though a little soft-spoken, it's good to hear from him, right, and get his perspective about this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, they definitely can play slow. I believe that. Absolutely. Yes, they can.
Yeah, well, all right. Let's look, though, at the duelist head-to-head, because you got Durka going up against Buzz, the face-off yet again. Two legends in the game sideshow, so it's great to see these guys going toe-to-toe, even to this day. Back from the DRX days, the Fnatic days, and now look at them here.
Yeah, you're looking at so much historic footage here. This is their 10th time, both of them attending a global event. This time the first in New Jerseys for either of these players.
Yeah.
They've gone up against each other so many times in the past. I gotta say, when we've historically seen them though, Durka has been the player to get the edge out over Buzz. Even though Buzz has had some great events in the past, Durka's the one in conversation for greatest of all time, winning trophies, hoisting the Tokyo trophy, which was the last one taken for EMEA. Don't want to bring it up again, though.
But you did, but it's okay.
Sorry.
But it was Durka who lifted it, and that's important,
This game is going to be about the duelists. Not just Durka versus Buzz, but also Isu and Safe. When they play those double duelist compositions and they have ISOs on the board, if we get to those maps, it's going to be so much about the duels that are being taken and how the duelists play off each other.
Yeah, exactly. It was because thinking of the bans and how the maps went and everything, I think that Lotus could be one of the maps that we see. We saw it yesterday coming in from Vitality, and I would love to see how they match up against the double duelist that has been given T1 the victories. That is what they have to strive towards.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of pressure here for both of these teams, but let's actually check in with Durka. He had an opportunity to catch up with Jen Lee ahead of today's matchup to get his thoughts.
Hello everyone, Jen Lee here with Durka. Now facing T1 today, Durka, you beat them once. What's going to stop you from beating them twice?
Ourselves.
Okay, so don't throw, you're good?
Yeah.
Good luck. Don't throw.
Hey, Durka, I think, will be okay in that regard. And heck, he's even got a great backline behind him that's going to be supporting him. One of those players, we got to talk about our America's compatriot here. It's Les, who's stepping in this team here. And look, he had some great moments against G2 for sure, Sideshow. So there's certainly a little bit of an expectation here for the former world champ.
Les is going to only improve more and more over the course of this year.
Yes.
Because at the moment, his English level is where he's confident, but he's not immediately quick. Hearing all of the information that's coming from the rest of his team, it still takes him a conscious second to pass, translate, and make the play. And as soon as he gets more comfortable with that, you're going to see him play even better and better like he was with Loud.
I do not want to see this team hitting their ceiling just too quick, because having Durka and having Les, players that have been so successful and so incredibly smart individually, should be the kind of thing that, as you're saying, throughout the year, even if they lose, no matter what happens throughout this tournament, they have to be able to bounce back and always do it stronger. We've seen it in interviews and press conferences, how, as you're saying, Les is playing more and more comfortable, and actually everything is happening very fast, including his learnings.
Even if they did lose today, it wouldn't be that bad. This is a new roster, and placing fourth, fourth best in the world, it's not too shabby. But the fact that they're going up against T1, who are also a new roster, I think sets it in a different light. Because making top 3 now, I think, should be a minimum expectation for Vitality. They're going up against another team that was custom built for success, but Vitality had a wider pool, arguably better players as well. We're talking about people that have lifted trophies multiple times before. So I think Vitality almost have to win this game to justify what they've done in forming this roster. And that's a crazy expectation to have of a brand new team.
Oof, but that also means that, T1, they genuinely, like, they're kind of just chilling, right? They're, I like to say, playing with house money. They don't, yes, they're in top 4. Yes, they want to move forward. But I do believe that the onus is more on Vitality, as Josh said, to prove themselves.
Also thinking about how last year it was when Gen G got their first trophy for the entirety of the region, Bus saying that now they are the best Korean team. Like, it feels like the Pacific trophy, like at least the top 1, is still up for grabs, and they want to defend that. They want to be the ones that the talk is all about this year.
Yeah, they desperately want to be in that top 3. That is what it's all about here, folks. While this has been such an intense tournament, unfortunately, we got to send one team home. Whether it's going to be T1 or is it going to be Vitality, the pressure is on for both of these teams. But let's go ahead and bring them down to the floor and get this show started. But for the Pacific squad, the only number 2 seed in the top 4, and they have established that as of right now, they are the best team in Korea.
They got such a great upset win over DRX, and it looked like they were almost ready to take down EDG as well. Overperformed there, and I think they're going to need another overperformance to take out Vitality. This squad is so strong.
And here comes the juggernauts known as Vitality. All top-tier performers from different regions coming together to make this super team. Whether or not they put it together here, Kakuka, is going to be the challenge for them. They tasted defeat, but the question is, are they angry?
And today is all about the rematches. Of course, as we go into the map veto, this is something that we've seen already in this tournament. Fracture and Bind played for both of them. But again, new player, well, Sylvan going back on the side of T1, and a loss to learn from on the side of Vitality.
I'm just hoping that we get some of these more interesting maps, the duelist
Haver or
focused
Lotus,
ones.
any of the 2, I'm good.
Asking you shall receive, baby.
Dude, we get both of them. This is sick.
Yo, and guaranteed.
Map 1, you get to see an incredible Raze ISO composition that has sent T1 to top of the tables when it comes to Lotus. Their rubble fights are second to none. And Haven, a Yoru ISO mirror. I can't even think of when we've seen
It's
that.
never happened. I don't think it has ever happened,
That's
Josh.
crazy, because two different regions.
Two different
Yeah,
regions.
And they're playing the same comp.
And it's not even
Same
Fnatic.
approach.
Fnatic invented that.
But Dirk is here, yeah?
Yeah, we got Durka representing. I mean,
This is
this
something.
But what about Split?
How
What
many
about Split, though?
pieces can you change in the boat so you can still call it a boat, you know? The same
the
boat.
ship of Theseus.
Yes.
When the ship of Theseus gets to Split, I don't know. We'll have taken chunks out of each other by that point already. Look at the duelists. Look at the form that they're in. That, I think, is a really important factor.
Yeah, well, there was your Omen map select. We'll see what ends up happening as the series plays forward. And, of course, the compositions, we were talking about it before, what we were expecting to see on Lotus. But now you know this. If you're Vitality, you know that this
Absolutely.
is what they're going to run.
Not only that, they had the opportunity to steer away from the double duelist and choose something else that is not the Haven, and they want to do that. They want to have that mirror, probably bringing back the confidence onto the players. We assume that Meteor is going to be playing on that ISO, and I love the way that he combos his utility with the rest. It's not like he's just going to be sending it in and just going for the fight and just caring about anything else. No, they actually make it work at a macro level.
Best part about all of this, I think, is that in this series, both teams are going to be able to play their comfort, and it really is going to boil down to who's better on this Friday.
Take a look at this attack composition from T1. Buzz double blast packs into a smoke that Sylvan puts down at Rubble. Meteor throws his shield to take the space, and they brawl like this. It is such a sick composition. It's so difficult to anti. We haven't seen anyone successfully do it yet.
And to stop all of that, we have to look at Kicks, we have to look at Trex comboing his utility as well, because he's the only one that can go across all of that.
Well, folks, two regions are on the chopping block, and we've got just the casters for this high-stakes matchup. It's none other than Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, Desk. Yes, it is that time, as it always comes around here at these international events, to send another team home. T1, Vitality, both the last representatives from their respective regions, and only one can stay.
Absolutely, this is a very hype matchup. Two teams that squared off at the very beginning of this event in the openers of the Swiss stage. T1 looking to get revenge as they were bested by Vitality 2-0, but very different maps this go around. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. And you can see there, Durka, Meteor are the only two remaining Masters winners. Yes, there are other Champions winners, of course, but they are the only two remaining Masters winners at this event. So one way or another, one is going home, and one is getting a chance to face EDG tomorrow.
Two looking for that shot here at a second Masters trophy. Sideshow just trying to tee it up there on the analyst desk. This crunch that comes through from T1. On reveal out onto Izu, but Buzz as well. Going to get caught up as Durka able to find first blood. With the right foot forward, but Izu, the answer one back is just frantic spraying through all this smoke. Less so on a forward lurk, ready to try to collapse in. Should this be a pivot over towards that B side? Stacks for now, though. Gonna get caught unaware. Sylvan taken down. Meteor.
One enemy remaining.
No clue. In hell. As Izu, 34 HP. A 1v2 reads the wraparound from behind, but it has to be headshots from here on out. Just now 3, 2 left here in the mag, and there's the double face, and there's a 4K for Durka to start things off.
Yeah, this is a really interesting start for Vitality. One of the things that gave T1 fits, first of all, is Durka getting first bloods. He does it here again off the back of that great haunt. However, the problem becomes is that if you can't control Rubble here for T1, you're gonna have problems. Now, they didn't commit a ton of utility off the beginning, and this is a good read from Vitality. They commit 4 over here. The last time Vitality played G2 on this map in their pistol, it was a 2-2-1 split with the two players being on C and B, not A. They gave up that space intentionally. Here they fight for it, catches T1 off guard.
A solid start. Meteor's still going to be looking to bring forward a Sheriff here. Armor. So poking and prodding outside of B. C's going to be thrown there by Trex. T1 just trying to see what kind of added util they can get out of Vitality early on here in the round.
And this is closer to Vitality's normal default. They're going to give up some space. They're going to have that Vice there on A to try to slow you down. I think this could really give T1 some difficulty as this half wears on because you can get those Razor Vines and other things a little bit further forward, slow down some of those fast, pacey executes and nullify some of that ISO utility and other things that we see from them. That's a really good shock dart from Stacks.
And on the money there for Stacks. Does get rid of those thorns, giving them a little bit more of an easy access to the side, but Meteor comes away with 2! Safe and Trex absolutely obliterated in the blink of an eye!
That is unreal for Meteor.
Surely T1 doesn't continue winning these thrifties. We saw the chaos just yesterday. Round's not over yet. There's still firepower, but Buzz, with a recovered Bulldog, puts less on the floor. Kicks, finding back for one. Durka spraying through the smoke. Not finding much purchase. Buzz gets rid of the enemy Omen. And Durka with the Phantom is likely gonna have to save. Buzz doesn't want to give him the opportunity. Pushes up over the top. See if they go hunting, but this round goes the way of T1, pulling off a thrifty round 2 effectively and getting all of the weapons out of Vitality's hands. What a reply.
Just absolutely crazy stuff from Meteor here. You really need him to come online for T1. And when he's on this ISO is when he has been at his best for this T1 squad. That first shot, unbelievable. Gets the second headshot as well. The smoke is blooming, and he finds the timing. From there on out, you give Buzz that Bulldog, and he's able to knock the rest down. Crazy stuff to start this one. Oh my.
Now here's the biggest question.
Yep.
Vitality, can they do it right back to them? Do we just continue with that back and forth?
I'm fine with that.
Get MasterCard their money's worth.
I had a lot of fun yesterday.
See if they can pull it off. Free Sheriff's a stinger. And a classic here in hand.
Cage trigger.
And once again, there's the pacey hit. Shock dart, I believe previously lobbed in either way. Clear out, no, rather just go ahead, push forward and clear it themselves.
Love that deep trip though. It's really nice from Izu. Of course, this is the classic one.
TP last pack over the top of it.
I'd have heard
it. The cam set up from Izu. He's all the wiser for it, but he still can't find the shot. Durka able to put him down. Showstopper now online. Things could get very messy from here, but King's just trying to jiggle in, get that weapon. Takes an immense amount of damage. 50 health between he and Durka. Boombot sent out the scout, tuck in behind the box. Paranoia connecting here on a stacks, tucks forward, gets in behind the tree, and this is unread. Kicks gets knocked out. Buzz able to find one media play forward into the smoke, the spam across the box, and stacks! We'll cut down 4. 2 players surviving, a damn good effort for Vitality. Looking like they were gonna have it, but the round still goes the way of T1.
Yeah, some really good ideas here for Vitality to get around those trips that Izu had set up. They had been identified in the pistol round by Les, and this time they have a good answer for it, and they're able to catch Izu just enough off guard. Durka winning a huge battle there with that pistol, 6 and 2, like you mentioned, has a showstopper, but stacks. Great work again. Remember, he got Paranoia the last time they played this map. By the baby door, he was able to clutch out a huge round. Does it again with some good micro maneuvering. This time, Vitality are going to be the bullies at the rubble position. They're going to take firm control. Going to give them a little bit more comfort leaning towards that C-site. Vice wall is going to be set up there as well this time around. So let's see what T1 wants to do. Just
Still
making some noise.
Grateful that he went for a fake TP there.
Yep.
Do ping this out. Well aware of Kix' likely position. Question is, can they get the catch?
Can you deal with Durka too?
Meteor has the ultimate online. Kill contract could come through. For now, it's just going to be the drone trying to scout here.
It's you and me.
And there you go. There's the grab, and it is going to be Durka on the opposite side. Buzz off screen, able to find Kix. Meteor finds the headshot. Reset on the double tap. Tricks gone as well. T1 now looking to run away with the round. Saves position going to be noted. And it looks like the jig might be up for them as he rotates back. A 2v5, not something that you want to try to play through, especially when your economy is about to be broken down. So looking like a save here for the side of Vitality. T1 moving up 3-1.
Just great patience from T1. This is more of what I want to see from them in this event. One of the things I've been critical of has been their inability to sometimes work the map, to kind of change directions, change pace. This time around, show a little bit of presence at C, wait out that early rubble control, that take on A, have a good read on the positioning of Kix and Durka. You're able to isolate Durka. That's one of the biggest threats that T1 had faced the first time against Vitality. Knock him out of the round with the ultimate, and then work your way through from there. Les is going to claim one. Buzz down, swings out the doors.
Able to rotate out. Safe putting a couple shots there into the shoulder of Meteor. But now both players' positions widely known as they are widely surrounded. Les here into the corner, just trying to play protective enough, and will be able to keep himself alive. Sylvan as well, similarly going to be taken down, so some decent damage in reply. Some additional charges towards those ultimates.
Just great understanding. One thing that they love to do, that Vitality loves to do, that a lot of Omens like to do, is get up on top of that rubble position, and they'll trick you out with it. Sometimes they don't throw everything in the kitchen sink at the rubble fight, and they'll still TP up there. They'll just use a boombot to lead the way. Try to set kicks up to try to obscure the fact that he's up there, to try to confuse you that they could have gotten to that position with the lack of utility they committed. Vitality, though, this time on a push out towards Mound. Just a clear with a Sheriff. This is where Vitality was able to start turning things around with the Sheriffs against G2 on this map the last time they played it. Let's see if a few of those can ring true. Of course, there's still a couple rifles carried over. Stinger for safe. Les gonna be trying to watch this long A angle. Gets us a peek, but no damage done. T1 gonna keep pressing forward. Izu so far up there. Orb for Buzz gives him the showstopper as well.
Lauren still situated here on the site. The drone leading in towards the site here now. Turns, checks back. It's a spot onto one. Izu now planted here around the stairs. Showstopper pop. As Buzz is going on a timing, looking to try to keep them back at bay, but Durka now going to be eliminated. The neural theft as well layered into this. T1 not wanting to allow for Vitality to weasel their way back into this round. Hunter's Fury crashing across in through stairs. Shots not quite connecting here, but it's all working to delay this approach.
Look at this cam.
About number one, Izu still hovering around. Buzz going to be taken down, less able to find one, but Vitality, if they want to get this retake going, they're going to have to start moving, and Izu continues to draw some attention back over towards Rubble. Meanwhile, back here on the site, though, Sylvan to peek out from Tree. Finds Trek, stacks up over the top, finds two, doesn't read that there's one directly below him. So Les does come away with a free kill, a second, third overall in the round. But similarly, cannot find this round victory for Vitality. He's gonna have to turn and sprint and see if he can survive, get away from the blast radius, but he cannot. Nothing carried forward. T1 now up 4-1.
They're being really diligent right now. RT1, they're so confident on this map. They're able to just slowly work their way through the lack of defenses. Vitality had set up on the other side of the map. Just a simple clear of a recon dart sent T1 to the other side. Just one of those sheriffs, and they're like, let's just go explore Rubble again. Nizu holding the line at the door. Does a really nice job to find that first kill, get that neural theft online. Of course, you could clear space with just Buzz's ultimate alone, but it gives you such a good read on the positionings. You're able to set up those crossfires, work that Rubble angle as Izu to get a good timing on when the retake attempt was going to be coming through for Vitality. Now over here again, this time C going to be very lightly defended. A B hit being anticipated, kind of a hard read coming through for Vitality, but now got safe, shifting over. Ice wall still in play. T1 really just taking their time. Vitality will get aggressive on this map. They're very happy to try to push down some of these lanes. And that's where they had some of their biggest moments against G2. So again, good diligence, good awareness being shown by T1 so far. Safe under pressure. Stack's trying to bait the wall.
He's trying to jiggle his way through there. Does he? Decent bit of damage here. It's just already there with that paranoia, decides to just go try to shift away, but no, does get paranoid in his own right. Take it down, Trek at the same time, able to find Izu. Went just a stray shot.
Still wait.
Remain here on A. Paint shells to try to clear the way in towards B. Just continue to shift these players back. I think the pivot call might just come through, but Durka's still here, still with that showstopper. And now he's gonna look to send it. Oh, Buzz, however, finding the headshot, able to trade 1 for 1. Match numbers now 3-3. One cut noise for a brief little moment. The plant now coming through.
Toxins going up.
A brief reset. The bite thrown down. But Meteor looking to try to disrespect it. Pushes across, but Sylvan collects 2 kills. The swing out from Les. He will not be rewarded. And T1 looking right as rain here on Lotus.
I thought Vitality might be able to take this round. They had a pretty good read. They corralled T1 very nicely. And they were coming from a bunch of different angles. Good reaction here by Buzz to get that first kill and the second onto Durka as he pops the showstopper. That's huge. Able to knock out that Danger Man, and then Sylvan so aware on the flanks. I could see it right away. As soon as Izu goes down, the game plan changed. Stack says, I'm gonna push pillars, make sure we've got a little bit of flank control. You guys are in towards B, we'll crunch together, we'll get the plant down. And then Sylvan, Johnny on the spot, watching that link control, so nice.
And I know we continue to iterate on this, you know, match over match from T1 ever since the swap back. But what a level up from Sylvan.
Yeah.
So far, yes, 4-4-4 in this map so far, but like you said, Johnny on the spot, I think is the best way to summarize his performances.